if she was going to get the Bank of Prosser, which is now American West Bank in Prosser, she was going to get the she was going to get the Bank of Prosser in Prosser. Well, you have American West Bank, but you have lots of stories about Inez as a strong autocratic leader that didn't always use a positive approach, but she got, there would be no museum without Inez. There may not be a courthouse without Inez in the first shot. There may not be American West Bank without Inez in the early, I mean, she was a forceful woman.
Did she ever hold any elected positions in town?
No. I don't know if she could win an election. But she could get things done. Task-oriented? Probably not personal. Autocratic, but got things done. But she also had a knack of getting people involved, too, particularly in the early days. So they decided that what they wanted to do was to raise money. So they got all of the ladies in town together, and from Sunnyside and Grandview, and they decided, let's have a fashion show. So they put on a fashion show, and they had period costumes. Many of those period costumes are in the case in the back, particularly the flapper costumes. And they had over 800 women from rich Tri-Cities, Prosser, Grandview, Sunnyside, at the junior high. It's not a middle school. It's a junior high school. Okay, at the junior high. And they raised, with that fashion show, they raised approximately between a third and a half of the money to build this first building. And the dresses in the parlor have a history as a period costume, but they also have a history of building this museum. Now, you tell me women power isn't exhibited in Prosser. It's right here. It helped build this museum. And Frida Sensney, anybody know Frida? Anybody know Frida? Grandma and Grandpa know Frida. Several of the local ladies were involved. So this wasn't just an Inez fashion show. It involved all the women. So there's a little bit of, she's probably not clear out on autocratic, particularly when they're organizing this fashion show, because she's getting people's ideas. And there's ladies from Sunnyside, and there's ladies from Grandview, and ladies from Prosser involved in this. Okay, and they're sharing ideas, and they put on this great fashion show.
You said there's 800 people that came to the fashion show? Is that what you said? Did you say 800 people came?
Yeah, 800 people came in 65, which was a pretty good bunch.
What was the population of Prosser at that time?
I think, I'd seen like 12, but I think it was around 3,000, or I don't know.
That's
I'm old.
Good amount of people for the population base.
Yes, but there were people.
You pulled from the county for that.
We pulled from the county, so there were Grandview people, and so if you look at the scrapbook,
travel and all that.
People wouldn't go to that today.
How much was it?
That's a period.
How much was it to get in?
I don't know. I don't think it says on them.
Right, I see.
It may say in one of the articles, and I'm not sure. I would guess that it wasn't much more than $10 was a lot of $10-15 was a lot of money. That seemed like a lot of money. What was my tuition at the University of Washington was $75 a quarter. So figure out what $10 was worth. Okay, you got it.
Mr. County Man, what is that?
Yeah. And one of the other fun parts is, do you know Jane Haggerty? Do you know Jane Haggerty? Yeah. There's Jane.
She was a model in the show?
She was a model in the show, and she modeled, and you'll see the dress. It was Minia's dress, and she's standing at the piano, and the piano was an interesting thing in itself. Minia's brought this piano to Prosser